Hello, we're from the WizIQ AI team, founded by Sajit Kesavan. Every week, creators and executives record high-value, hour-long keynotes and podcast interviews. Then they drop those files into a digital folder, where they sit completely untouched. Digital platforms now heavily reward accounts that post vertical, short-form video on a daily basis. Maintaining consistent brand visibility requires an enormous volume of these short clips. This animated diagram compares the two traditional paths for producing that volume. On the left, processing a single video file costs 15 hours of manual timeline editing. On the right, hiring an agency to do it costs upwards of $2,500 a month in retainers. The answer to this volume bottleneck is to stop filming new material every day. Instead, the entire process shifts from manual creation to automated asset extraction. By routing one raw file through a 4-stage AI engine, you can isolate and polish 20 distinct clips and written posts in under 45 minutes. The physical labor of video editing begins by feeding a raw 60-minute video file into an automated technological assembly line. In the first stage, ingestion, the system runs the audio track through an automated transcription model. A human editor no longer needs to watch the raw footage to understand what was said. This timeline diagram illustrates a process called neural segmentation. The AI scans the transcript and audio file for emotional peaks, changes in voice cadence, and narrative hooks, automatically isolating the top 10 distinct moments. The system then moves to the second stage, visual styling. It crops the wide shot into a vertical 9:16 frame, using auto-tracking technology to keep the speaker perfectly centered as they move. To maximize viewer retention, the software automatically overlays shifting B-roll imagery and high-contrast dynamic text captions that highlight specific words as the speaker says them. By automating transcription, clipping, and framing, these stages eliminate mechanical friction, readying assets for textual expansion. In Stage 3, text extraction, the engine stops treating the video as a media file and begins treating it purely as text data. This diagram maps the text generation process. Large language models push the generated transcript through tailored prompts, synthesizing the spoken words into written formats, like a short LinkedIn post, a multi-part Twitter thread, and a comprehensive email newsletter layout. The fourth and final stage covers distribution and quality control. At this point, the primary risk is AI output homogenization, where unedited machine generation causes the content to look and sound entirely generic. To prevent this, an editor performs a 10-minute human review. They check the text and visuals for accuracy, ensure the tone aligns with the brand, and verify that the emotional resonance remains intact. Once approved, those polished assets are loaded directly into an automated scheduling tool for delivery across multiple social platforms. The machine handles 90% of the heavy lifting. That final 10% of human polish acts as a necessary barrier against brand dilution. By standardizing this 4-stage pipeline, the total processing time for a single long-form episode drops from 15 hours down to exactly 45 minutes. Here, we see a descending bar chart tracking the unit economics. The time saved by automation results in an 82% reduction in the cost to produce each individual asset when compared to traditional editing methods. For independent creators and executives, replacing a 15-hour editing burden with a 45-minute automated workflow yields an extremely high return on their limited schedule. This pie chart illustrates the business model for a B2B agency running this system. Because the underlying software and API overhead costs only $50 to $100 a month, entrepreneurs can package this extraction process as a recurring service, operating on 80 to 85% gross margins. Scaling a digital presence no longer depends on the ability to film something new every day. By treating long-form video as a repository of assets, automated systems can maintain a high-frequency posting schedule from a single recording session. If you found this breakdown helpful, please subscribe to the channel to learn more about how AI can scale your workflows. See you in the next one.